So Black women, listen up. Like, this could be the difference between life and death. It's that important. We have a little lovely featured guest here today with me, here to support, as always, and cause trouble. So what is the Superwoman Schema? It relates a lot to being a strong Black woman. And why is it dangerous? That's what we're going to go into today. According to the American Heart Association, this newest work built off studies that defined what is known as the Superwoman Schema. Its aspects include feeling obligated to appear strong and suppress emotions, resistance to being vulnerable or dependent on others, determination to succeed, and feeling obligated to help others. So as a Black woman, we often face what's considered multisectionalism or intersectionalism, which is where we have that combination of sexism and racism as both, being Black and being a woman. We have to deal with that within our lives. The constant toll and the constant exposure of this is what tends to take a toll on our health. But there's obviously not a lot of research on it. Obviously, they don't tend to do a lot of research on Black people specifically. But that's why I want to talk about it today. There is such a danger with the Black woman, the strong Black woman narrative. With both being Black and with being a woman, you end up having such strong criticism that you're facing against when you're in the workplace or when you're going through your life or trying to achieve any goals. And that adds to this stigma. Keeping up with that strong image leads to exhaustion. With that, it can also lead to cardiovascular issues as well as psychological issues, which can go along with unhealthy coping mechanisms that we may have during these times. Black women are often told not to be self-indulgent, not to take care of ourselves, to be always selfless and taking care of everybody else. But this is between life and death. It makes a big difference whether or not we are taking care of ourselves with this issue. According to a research study published in the Qualitative Health Research, participants' characterizations of the Superwoman role were grouped into 5 major topic areas: obligation to manifest strength, obligation to suppress emotions, resistance to being vulnerable or dependent, determination to succeed despite limited resources, and obligation to help others. A participant said, "I guess being a strong Black woman is doing what you have to do, like handling your business, taking care of yourself, or taking care of what you have to get taken care of. You really don't get to complain about it." Furthermore, in that study, some women felt they needed to present an image of strength because there were others, like their moms or their grandmothers or esteemed Black women in the media, who had gone through many more challenges than they were facing. Women also stated that they were expected to be strong even when they didn't feel like doing so. Others stated that they felt obligated to present an image of strength at work. Some reported that presenting an image of strength was just a part of a woman's life, or more specifically, an African American woman's life. A participant said, "And it's always times when I'm most stressed. People say, 'Oh, you look so calm and just so rosy,' and I'm just thinking I'm just about to crumble in 2 seconds. And I think a lot of people don't know when Black women are stressed because of the Superwoman syndrome, especially in the workplace. When other women might be able to show their stress, I think for us, it's harder for us to acknowledge that stress, especially at the workplace when you're supposed to be extremely productive." Another participant said, "It's hard to accept support because of the things that are attached to it. Somebody asked a question about being able to let others help you, and it's not so much that I don't want the help, but I don't want to give you an opportunity to think that I can't do it." A lot of times, Black women feel like, and it's perpetuated, that everybody's waiting for us to fail. They want to revel in our failure. They want to watch us fail. A participant said, "I wish I could learn to say no, because just about everything, all the organizations, my church, family, whatever, I find myself being delegated or assuming, one or the other, more and more responsibility. And I guess I'm not saying no strongly enough." A participant said, "They're all ready to write you off. They already tell you what you're going to be. They already tell you how far you're going to get in life. And I felt like that added a lot more stress because I refused to be another statistic. I refused to drop out of high school. I refused to have a child. A participant said, I see it more now as an adult than I did as a child. One thing about Black women, they don't let you see their stress. I never knew my mom's burden. She never put on a sad face for us. With being a strong Black woman, there's also this idea of perceived benefit. With having that strength, being able to support your family, being able to achieve great things. There is like this perceived idea that being strong allows us to succeed. A participant said, my children are never going to know what it's like not to have lights or not to have food, so I work hard, but I hate my job, all to maintain my children's stability and happiness and making sure they don't see me fall apart. So that's a lot to me. And yeah, this takes a toll, and I think a lot of Black women and Black femme identifying people can relate to this situation, in this position that we have to be put in, and the stress that it adds to it. A lot of times we're not allowed to show weakness, we're not allowed to share our feelings, we're not allowed to say that we're going through a difficult time when we are, and we shouldn't be perpetuating that idea. And it's oftentimes perpetuated in the media. Like, a lot of movies are showing strong Black women, and we always talk about like, oh, I'm a strong Black woman, I don't need no man, and that kind of idea. But a lot of times it means that we have to suffer in silence and not be able to go to people when we're going through things. So, what are the things we can do to combat it? First, having strict boundaries, being able to say no to things, being able to separate our work from our home, being able to have those rest times, like setting strict boundaries, especially with certain people, is so important to help combat that strong woman, that Superwoman schema. Create a support system of people who are truly in your corner. Like, not people who want to revel in your failures, not people who are jealous, people who truly want to see you succeed. Having those people around you can be so helpful, and especially being able to go through to them when you're going through things. Make sure to schedule you time, like non-negotiable you time. Have it in the calendar. If you have kids, have it as a time when you get a babysitter if you can. If you have to work, like just making sure that you have that time to just focus on you and focus on what you're feeling and what you're going through. Like, it needs to be non-negotiable. You need to have it. Having a place to release your emotions, like even if it's by yourself, just having a place where you can just break down and cry or be angry or go through everything you're going through. A lot of times we hold it in because we don't want to show anybody, but you need to have a place to let it out or else it'll build up and be too much. Give yourself permission to take breaks and to make mistakes. A lot of times we feel like we can't make a mistake or we can't take a break because someone will be so ready to just criticize us for taking a break or for making that mistake. But we should be allowed to make mistakes. We're human. Like, take that time and allow yourself to mess up. If you like this and you would like to see more stuff like this, like, let me know, comment, or just like tweet at me or anything like that. I do really like doing research and doing content like this, so I would like to do more of it. Lovely little buddy who wanted to help the entire time. Yep, this is him. He's so cute and he loves me.